What's going on, guys? Brian back with another video, and today we are going to be picking up our stated K2 Lethal Zone guide. Now, I started this guide before we were about 7 episodes in, and I had a viewer that brought up a really good point that the guide style that I was doing with bringing in the weapons and you know, the survivors, the legacy characters, all that type of stuff isn't what a lot of people can do. So a lot of people couldn't relate to the guide just due to the style of how I was teaching, all the stuff I was bringing in. So what I'm doing here is we're going to revamp that guide, but we're just going to make it so I'm going to show you guys how to beat Lethal Zone with nothing. Just fresh characters, fresh start. That way, if you do want to bring stuff, I'm going to have that video linked in the description below. Just go down there. You can get your hands on all of the items I tell you to bring, type of survivors to look for, which I'm still going to go into a little bit here for survivors to look for, but yeah, you want to go ahead and check that out, get all the information from that, and then come back to this video and continue. But yeah, this guide, I'm going to be showing you how to beat Lethal Zone with absolutely nothing. Fresh characters and all that. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, guys, so first things first, let's get in. You're going to skip the tutorial. I'm going to go with Trumbull Valley because I feel Trumbull Valley is a good map for new players. Now, granted, there are certain areas of the map that are really dangerous, such as downtown Marshall, things like that. But I'm going to show you guys where to go and where to avoid when you first start. But Trumbull, I would say, is probably the most well-rounded map when it comes to resources in Lethal Zone. The other base maps are actually pretty bare when it comes to finding things like materials and things like that. So Trumbull is a huge map, has a lot of loot sites. So resources, it's a little bit easier to manage. On top of that, Trumbull has its built-in mission system, which also is a good source of influence for new players. It's a good source of really good facilities like Haven. You get some, you know, the Tressie, Grow Chem. There's a lot of things that you get in this map that you won't particularly get in another map. So I would definitely advise you guys going with Trumbull. All right, obviously we're going lethal. All right, so obviously I have all of the lethal boons unlocked. These are what you guys are going to be aiming for in this challenge. Now, if you've already beat Lethal Zone on a boon, you could bring these with you. It makes the game a little bit easier for you, but because this is a guide to teach you guys how to beat lethal with nothing and to start off, we're obviously not going to go with any boons. But yeah, to give you guys idea what the boons do, if you guys don't already know, Sheriff gives you loot every day. Warlord starts you off with guns and grenades and shit. Builder gives you water and power, like forever. And Trader gives you 4,000 influence and a trader that spawns at your base when you first start. So they're all pretty damn good. All right, so here we go. Rolling 4 characters. We're gonna go to the same idea that I told you guys in my previous Lethal Zone guide. Is you want to aim for Blood Plague survivors if possible, Unbreakable survivors, or anybody who's hard to kill with a mix of like incredible immune system. If you can get somebody that has like hard to kill with an incredible immune system, those are top tier survivors right there. I generally don't roll for 5th skills because you can get all the 5th skills in game. Aim for traits because your traits cannot be redone. So I'm going to sit here for a couple minutes. I'm going to try to roll out some characters, and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, so I rolled my characters, and this is what I came up with. I got a formal model, doesn't really have much effect on what I need, but she has an incredible immune system, which gives her 100 blood plague resistance, and she also has the germaphobe trait, which gave her hygiene. Now, the reason why you want to look for somebody with incredible immune system, blood plague is very dangerous in Lethal Zone. It builds up really quick, and it's hard to get your hands on samples early game. So you want people who are going to be a lot more resistant to blood plague. Now, the hygiene trait is a really good roll. I would say if you roll with at least a hygiene person when you start your game, it will make your game a lot easier because hygiene gives your community plague resistance. So it's plague resistance across your whole entire community. So definitely check that trait out if you can get at least one survivor with it. Now, if you don't get somebody with it now, what you can do is if you have somebody without a 5th skill, later on in the game, when you get a rare skills trader, you can generally buy a hygiene book off of them and train one of your survivors that don't have a 5th skill. So going on, I have a Unbreakable without a 5th skill, which means I'm probably going to train him to be like a mechanic so we can get some mechanic stuff going on, you know, toolkits and things like that. But Unbreakable, I told you guys this before, the skill is, or this trait is amazing. It gives you a huge health boost, and on top of that, they do not take injuries. Trauma or injuries does not exist to these survivors. Now, they can still contract blood plague, but they cannot get trauma or injuries. Really, really good characters. And here I got a Just Keeps Going, which is a huge stamina trait. I think there's one trait better than Just Keeps Going, and I think that is Indefatigable, or vice versa. I'm pretty sure Indefatigable is the highest one, though. But I got Just Keeps Going, which is a huge stamina trait, which stamina is very important in State of Decay. And I'm rolling with a cook, because food can be a little bit of an issue to maintain early game on a fresh start in lethal, and sometimes you might have to tap into that rationing. But on top of that, it's not only for rationing. I always like having a cook in my community because I like to craft myself my own energy drinks, and in order to do that, you need somebody with cooking and somebody with chemistry. So this is what I'm rolling with. That's my reasoning behind it. Definitely try to get yourself some hygiene, an Unbreakable, and if you can get lucky enough, try to roll for a blood plague survivor, because then they are 100% immune to blood plague. So yeah, let's load in and get this guide started. All right, so here we are. We have spawned in, and as you know, UL likes to spawn a early game feral. I got a horde coming towards me right now. So first things first, you just want to get your resources out your car.
We gotta find a new place.
Always give these rucksacks to your partners here, because you know you don't want to be bogged down with the weight, just in case we do have to fight.
The next place we come across.
All right, let's keep it moving so we can outpace this horde. So you just kind of want to be on the outlook for that feral. That starter feral can be really, really nasty. It gives one of your people blood plague right off the bat. So we're just going to kind of try to stay quiet here. It seems pretty clear, though. Now, as you guys can see, the time of day is it's starting to already get nighttime, and you're like, man, you just started. Well, the thing is depending on how long you sit there rolling characters,
every charity, every panhandler,
dude, don't get a negative trait.
Forward, right? But when she got sick, only close friends and family helped. Nobody else gave us the time of day.
There's that feral.
If that feral tackles me, I'm toast.
Okay, so
Company's coming.
we're gonna have to deal with this feral now. If we can get him to come over here, I can hit him with the door. Damn it.
Isn't clear.
Now you just want to kind of mob these, dude. So if the feral does come, there's nothing you can do to keep him off of your people, really. You're just gonna have to kind of wing it. But as you guys can see, I have a screamer and a bloater on the backside of my base. I'm gonna go deal with them.
Brainless are gone, so it's time for us to claim this place and move in.
But I want to instantly check. Both of them got blood plague. I don't know how much, but we'll see. That was pretty rough. All right, so that screamer obviously is looking this way. There's a good chance I can actually bum rush him from here. Yep.
Can we slow down for a second?
All right, so we got the starter base claimed. Bloater popped. Now, like I was saying, that the early game feral, you got to be careful because your people can get blood plague really, really quick, and if you start the game off with blood plague, you're starting off at a really big disadvantage. So when that feral comes, make sure you try to mob him, because all your people swinging melee, you can kind of stun lock them, as you guys seen. And
Need someone to explore a new chunk of space out there. You up for it?
just dodge out of the way anytime he attacks, because like I said, you can't make your people not take damage, but you can at least make sure that you don't take damage. So he's only got 10% infection. That's not too bad. And he has an 8-slot backpack, which is really, really good.
I hope that keeps us going for a while.
And where the hell's the other survivor? Oh, I didn't even know this little container was over here. And he has 14%. So as you guys can see,
Take care.
the reason why they took probably a lot less plague damage is because of the hygiene skill I have. This is giving everybody plus 10 health and plus 50 resistance to blood plague. If not, they probably would have had a lot more plague with the hits from those ferals. Okay, so we were able to get 2 food rucks right off the bat. That is really good, actually. All right, so one of these guys, I think, yeah, the guy outside had an 8-slot backpack. He had a 7-slot. So what I'm going to do is we're going to swap out for his 7-slot or 8-slot.
No room for that.
Oh, shit. I got to empty this out really quick. Because the character that I'm playing as, I want them to have the biggest backpack, so... Because we're on loot mode right now, so I'm going to switch over to energy drinks. I personally like energy drinks. They are a better consumable because they last for a long time. Compared to snacks, you pop them, and then that's it. You know what I mean? You get 1 bar of stamina, and that's it. So I would advise you guys, if you can, start using the energy drinks. They're way better than snacks. Like, way better. But early game, hey, you use what you got. You can't really be picky. All right, so first things first, what I always like to focus on is we're here at the base. Obviously, we're going to have to build our facilities. Start with a...
Leaving now. Yeah, I'll be careful.
Yeah. You always want to start with a medical facility. I think that they are super, super important. They give you the ability to cure people from blood plague, and that's kind of what we got to be careful of early game. But what I'm doing here is we're going to head across. I want to go up to this. There's a gas site right up here, and we're going to try to get our hands on some fuel. Now, map knowledge is key. So the first things you guys want to do, if you do not know the map very well, try to go to one of these points here and scout the area to find the resources that you need. But if you follow along what I'm doing right now, you'll see I'll show you some of the areas. But first things first, we want to get our car up and running.
Probably take a break before I fall over.
Now, the cool thing about her, like I said, she is super resistant to blood plague compared to anybody else in my community, so I don't really have to worry about her too much. All right, so both of these spots I can get fuel from, but we're going to go over here. Yeah, so right off the bat, I'm going to show you guys the spot in Trumbull. The best spot for fuel probably in the entire game. This spot's pretty good. You'll get a fuel ruck. You can get a gas can and some chemicals generally. But there's a spot right up the road. You can get like 5 or 6 fuel cans. There we go. We got some cases of chemicals. And we're going to hit this auto shop because
This will slow me down.
we got the fuel to get our car up and running. Now we just need a repair kit. So right in here, we should be able to get ourselves a repair kit. And our car will be 100%.
Looks clear to me.
All right. So yeah, getting your car up and running right off the bat, I feel is probably one of the first things you want to do because that's going to allow you to loot more efficiently. Okay, I don't need that right now. I might just loot it anyways because we're about to go back to the base. There it is. Got some cases of chemicals. Yeah, let's just loot this place out then. Now, I taught this in my new player guide to State of Decay. It's hard when you're a loot goblin. You know, we get in these spots and we just start looting, just grabbing whatever we can, whatever we see. If you see a container, you start looting it. The thing is you got to be a little more selective. Obviously, you have a limited carrying capacity. So if you're on a mission to loot a specific, I'm out for gas.
We're done here.
But on my way to get gas, I go and I hit 20 other places, and by the time I finally get to the gas spot, my inventory is full. You want to stick to what, you know, if I need gas, make sure you loot your gas first. Make sure you check all those boxes. Now, if you have inventory left over after you check those boxes, hey, then start doing some free looting. But if you don't check all your boxes, don't just go around opening containers for no reason. Because you're just going to bog your inventory down. Okay, so as you guys seen, I got another fuel ruck inside there. So we're going to grab that on our way back up here. But right off the bat, we got a ton of gas cans already. And we haven't even gotten to the gas can spot. And until Undead Labs nerfs it, we're just gonna be running at max speed with no stamina. So we got 2 hordes here. That's pretty crazy. Now, there's a good chance that horde right there is gonna hear me when I start the car up. We'll just max out. All right, let me empty out my inventory and then we'll head up. Make sure you guys empty out your inventories. I can't tell you how many times I've come back to base and drop stuff off, and I forget to empty out the car, or I forget to empty out my backpack, and then you get out to where you're going, and you're like, crap, man, now my inventory is still full. All right, so like I said, we're going to head down here. Let me grab this fuel ruck in here. And now we're about to head down to the gas can palooza. All right, so as you guys know, I don't have any guns right now. So the best way to deal with bloaters is just get them to chase you. Want to keep them off to the side so I can still drive out. And it's right down here, so you cross this puddled area. Now the thing is even if you scout, this spot does not show up on the map. This little fuel spot here. So you just kind of got to take my word for it. All of these have gas in them. It's a really good spot to come check. And while we're also over here, we're going to go ahead and grab us a couple of material rucks so we can head back to base and get our infirmary built up. But yeah, if you come up here, hit these 2 spots I showed you, you should have enough gas to last you quite a while. You won't have to really worry about breaking your fuel rucks down for fuel. This spot will give you enough gas to keep going. And in Lethal Zone, each fuel can is worth 2 fuel resource at base. So you do the math on how we probably saved ourselves probably a good 12 or so, maybe more, 12 to 15 fuel. There it is. So we got 4 gas cans.
Place looks empty. Let's go.
Obviously those double stack now. So we're gonna head inside this massive blue garage, try to get ourselves a materials rucksack. Now the cool thing with the new spawn system is you can actually kind of scope the building out from outside. See if you see a bunch of zombies in there or not. It looks pretty damn clear to me.
It's locked.
Now before smashing the door down, try to check all the sides. There it is, see? Okay, there might be a zombie in the back. Nope, no, it's clear. Full clear. Alright, so I don't want to get lost in looting. So I'm here for a purpose. I want materials. So that doesn't mean to start grabbing everything. So right now, boom, I got what I came for. Honestly, I don't really need anything in here right now. It's not a part of my mission. So I'm just going to grab what I came for and we're going to leave. It's kind of tough because it's kind of like a race against the clock when you first start in a Lethal Zone game, and there's so many things that can bog you down time-wise, and looting is one of them. Like looting things that you don't really need right now, you're wasting time. So then all of a sudden you're going to start playing, you're going to be like, man, why do I have 30 infestations all over the map? Why don't I have food? Why don't I have this? It's because you were just wasting your time looting items that you didn't need. And looting can be a really, really big time sink.
We're all clear. Hopefully
Perfect.
We're starting a trend.
So I know materials are not going to be in that ammo can. That's why I came to this box first. And potentially probably not in that blue bag either. Yep. Oh, see? Now this water cooler, on the other hand, I need that. So I am going to grab that along with the materials. That water cooler will help us get some meds crafted early game. We can get some regular painkillers going. So I want to take the heavy thing, this 20-pound water cooler, and put it in there. And let's get these resources back to base. And so the thing about looting, like I said, is it's not like I'm never going to loot these areas. It's just I don't need that to loot it right now. You know, there's other pressing matters that I need to focus on. And that's the thing is if you get trapped in that loot loop, you're going to just be burning a whole bunch of time. When there's so many things that you could be prioritizing over looting.
Time to get building. Either a workshop or an infirmary would be a good place to start.
Okay, so we're up to 13 materials, which is enough for us to... Once again, I just did this the other day, too. All right, so that's only 2.5 minutes. I'm going to tell you this, guys. I forget myself. When you first move into your base, most of the bases in-game have facilities that can be upgraded or repaired. Make sure when you first load into the game, you do this because you have a 500% action speed increase, which means stuff is built faster. If I didn't catch this right now, it would have took like 16 minutes for me to repair these cots instead of 2. So you guys want to make sure that you jump on this immediately. As soon as you get in the base, obviously I can't build anything. Let me get them beds repaired or built up because right now, we don't have beds. So I should have done that right when I got in. It slipped my mind. I wasn't thinking about it, but... make sure, you do that. And that goes for every base you move into. When you got that action speed, make sure you just start building stuff right away. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how far off we are from getting a... actually, I don't think you can get base sieges until you do this mission. So we're going to build our infirmary.
Glad we've already got a start on building this base up into something real.
I believe until you do the plague sample quest, you can't get a base siege. So I don't have to worry about making too much noise.
How's it going over there? We, could use some backup here.
Don't do anything stupid before I get there.
You're the best.
All right, so as you guys can see, we're already building up a nice little stockpile of resources. Once this is built, we'll be able to get our survivors that have a little bit of blood plague, we'll be able to get them healing up a bit. And let me see. So we're going to check my resources. The only thing I really need right now is ammo, which is cool because we have a military spot right across the way here. Now, I advise you guys could do this first, depending on your skill level and how comfortable you are with melee combat. This spot I'm going to right now should actually be one of the first locations that you get, because you can get a gun. Now, before I head over here, this alley here, as you guys can see that bloater, I seen him as I was pulling up through the crack over here. This alley here can be pretty treacherous when it comes to bloaters, and if I would have swung around here, I would have got this bloater walked right into me. So let's aggro him up.
Bloater cloud.
We're gonna let that air out, and then we're gonna head over here and loot. But yeah, so this spot could be one of the first areas you hit. Just get yourself that gun. If you're not comfortable fighting ferals and things like that, getting that gun just as that precaution, because obviously it's probably not going to be suppressed. You don't really want to shoot loud guns right off the bat if you don't have to. All right, so that cleared out. All right, let's see what we can get our hands on.
If I can't use it, maybe someone else can.
All right. Yeah, I thought I heard a zombie. So, not the greatest stuff. It's okay. We got some 9mm and some bolts. Brass collector. I don't really build a shooting facility because I feel that it's not hard to level up shooting, especially once you start using like crossbows and stuff. I've never really ever used a brass collector, so. There we go. So look at this. We were able to get a Echo X1 combat crossbow right off the bat. This is a really good find, because this is a ranged weapon that I can use without having to worry about drawing more zombies. Lethal Zone crossbows early game are your bread and butter, especially one like this. It uses, it uses standard bolts, which I prefer light bolts only because they're easier to craft. But yeah, this isn't bad, guys. We got some more 9mm. We got some grenades and some shoddy shells. So right off the bat, we are already winning with this crossbow. All right, here we go. So we got that bag of ammo, some more crossbow bolts, more shoddy ammo, a shotgun, and some 7.62. So that was a good haul. That was a pretty damn good haul. All right, let's get this stuff back to base. Now that's going to even us out on our resources. We're no longer going to be red on anything, and that's the first thing I focus on when I get in the game. I want to make sure that my resources are squared away, that I have enough food for at least 2 days. And I think we actually might be a little bit short on food for 2 days. No, yeah, we got enough food for exactly 2 days. Now, first things first, I could go inside my base here and equip one of my people with this shotgun just for base defense. I personally don't want to bring the shotgun with me, but it's good to have somebody at base with it. It'll help out. So look at us. We're already doing good. Our infirmary just got built, which is great. So first things first is I'm going to throw this water in here. What that's going to do is that's going to give me access to crafting painkillers. Now, granted, they're only weak painkillers, but hey, it's still better than nothing. But once you get a level 2, then you can go ahead and craft the better painkillers. But what I want to do is I want to get my people resting up. So we're going to grab Douglas here. We're going to get him resting up. Get that blood plague off him. We are low on meds. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out, hunt for blood plague samples, because these guys, we know that this mission, they're going to want 2 samples from us. So what we need to do is we need to go out and get some meds. Now, there is a Tartan Mart over here that we could potentially get some medicine and food from. 2 birds, 1 stone. And there's no plague territory up there, though. So we'll hit this Tartan Mart, and then we'll hit this gas station, or this bathroom up here. Now, like I said, if you don't know the buildings like I do, hit these recon spots, and it will reveal the area to you, and you'll be able to go around and, you know, oh, I need meds. You'll be able to just check the icons. I just know from experience that this is a bathroom, this is a Tartan Mart, stuff like that. So now that I got this crossbow, this will make hunting plague samples really, really easy, because crossbows give you an increased drop rate on plague samples. And as you guys know, plague samples aren't the easiest things to come by in Lethal Zone. There we go. Okay, so we got a screamer over there. So my main thing is I'm going to stick to melee, but anytime I see a plague zombie, I'm going to shoot him with the crossbow, just to increase my chances of getting some samples. So we got a horde behind.
Why can't everywhere be this quiet?
Nice. Building's clear. All right, let's get to it. Oh, actually, this Tartan Mart does not give medicine. What the hell? Or food. It's a potential food outpost.
Good thing I'm used to disappointment.
It's a potential food outpost, but it doesn't give food or... Yeah, generally, the Tartan Mart loot table's a lot different than that. We'll grab that for now. We can afford the space. I'll come back here for that blue duffel. Man, that's weird. So we're gonna have to go over to the initial or the other place I was talking about, which is this bathroom, and I'm about 47% sure that that's gonna be in plague territory. The only reason why I'm kind of skeptical is this isn't in plague territory. Yeah, that has to be in plague territory. Generally, you'd... yeah, here we go.
Blood. Must be a plague heart nearby. Better watch out for plague zombies.
So as you guys can see, a lot of plague zombies over here. I'm going to make space. And I'm going to use the back card. No shame.
God, I am so sick of plague zombies.
All right. So we got a juggernaut. Right near where we want to loot. So, like I said, no shame there. If you got a zombies in a line, make sure you're using the back of your car and just take them out. There's no point in trying to be a tough guy, jumping out the car and fighting them all. Doesn't make any sense. Now, we do have a little bit of a situation. I need plague samples. Juggernauts, to me, are plague sample pinatas. Now, what I can do is I'm just going to kill them with the car. My man, Fall Down Go Boom, showed me this trick probably like a year and a half ago. And I've been doing it for a really, really long time on the channel. So I want to actually go this way because there's a screamer down there, and I don't want that screamer to call in a bloater. So we're just going to try to lure this juggy this way. Like I said, you want to be careful. You don't want to damage your car too much, so make sure you're hitting... Oh, that was bad. I don't even... How did I get brought out my car? Okay, so don't let that happen. But it's all good. We're just going to loop around the building here, go back around and get back in our car. With the new line of sight changes, it's really, really easy to lose things. Nice. Got another sample. was weird. I had like a zombie pinning me in the front, and then a zombie, or the juggernaut in the back, and it like squeezed me out of my car. So this is actually a really high amount of plague zombies, like for this early game. I didn't expect there to be this many plague zombies in this area, even though I am kind of just driving around like an idiot, making a bunch of noise. All right, so see, as you guys can see, as long as you use the back of the car, you'll be fine. Don't get stuck on the juggernaut body, though. And we're going to go around and collect all our plague samples. So that was 3 right there from the juggernaut. Now, it all depends on how you want to prioritize this. If you're one of them people, I want to get my community covered first. You can go ahead and craft up a plague cure. You need 5 samples, which I now have 6 samples. And you can go ahead and focus on that. Get yourself a plague cure just to give yourself that little bit of security. Or you can go ahead and do the mission. I am confident in my abilities to not contract blood plague, kinda. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish the mission first. But while we're out here getting meds and stuff, I am gonna still be on the lookout to get my hands on a couple more plague samples. Now I hear a screamer. Now, the reason why I want to take him out is once I go in this building, if a zombie screams, I'd rather the screamer be dealt with.
Peace eternal, asshole.
Okay, let's definitely get our bolt back. Yeah, so hitting things with the back of your car, you don't take any engine damage. From my experience, you don't take any engine damage whatsoever. The cars in State of Decay are kind of split up into different types of damage. You have visual damage, you have, and then you have engine damage. And it seems like as long as you stay to the back of the car specifically, you won't take any additional damage. But if stuff hits the side, I still have taken quite a bit of damage from the side. All right, here we go. So we can get meds out of here.
This is gonna come in handy.
So I've made up my mind. I want to stay out in plague territory, and I want to kill plague zombies until I have enough samples to give these survivors. So while we're here, and that's the good thing about the plague territory change is it gives you specific locations where you can go and hunt plague zombies. Good shot. Now, there is a good chance, actually, that when I go down to this location, they're going to be in plague territory. Like 9 times out of 10, they're generally in plague territory. So let's actually head down that way because we're going to clear out the infestation. And I tell you guys this every single time. I am a stickler for infestations. I take care of them immediately. I don't mess around. If I'm in the middle of doing something, I will make sure that infestation is the next thing I am going to take care of. So I was able to get my hands on a little bit of extra medicine. And honestly, I could use one more bag. That would be kind of ideal. Let me drop off these meds really quick. I'm surprised she hasn't got tired yet, this survivor I'm using. But I know it's coming soon, so we're actually going to swap over to Douglas now that he's we'll leave those in the trunk. We'll swap over to Douglas because he's healed up. Who did we give the shotgun to? Did we give it to Douglas? I think we did. Yeah. So I'm just going to take the shotgun from Douglas. We're going to equip it.
Where should I put this?
No room.
You guys see I'm just kitting Douglas out, giving him everything that we had. Okay, so we're good to go now on base defense. I'm going to swap over to Douglas. So early game, you're just going to be playing a lot of musical weapons, you know, just kind of moving your weapons around, giving the person who's going out the ranged weapon, because right off the bat, I only have this one crossbow. So I want to make sure that the person that's going to be out in the shit has the crossbow, at least. And I could bring the shotgun, but like I said, you only want to shoot in case of emergency, a gun like that. Let me see. Resource-wise, we're looking pretty damn good. We're looking pretty damn good. So I want to get Hatchet here. We're going to get him healing up. All right, so let's get down here to this area. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, these guys are already in plague territory, so... Joe, usually they're in this military base. That's funny that they're in the shed next door. All right, so let me go around. We're going to kill a couple plague zombies and try to get our hands on a couple extra samples. Oh, there it is. I believe we have enough now to give them what they need and for us to go ahead and craft a plague cure.
Hi there. The safest way to collect
All right, so
is by killing plague zombies.
we're just gonna grab I forgot them in the trunk here.
Territory around the plague heart. Those things basically infect their whole environment. It's kind of fascinating. Or you could just destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples.
No, thank you.
That's more dangerous.
All right, so 500 influence and a sack of fuel.
Raid your supply locker for the best gear before starting this.
Another job done.
This beginner mission is definitely an important one you want to get done because it will give you the finances that you need in order to claim your first outpost. And because as you guys can see, I'm up to almost 1,000 influence now. This mission is very, very lucrative. Gives you gas and gives you a ton of influence. So we're going to loot this place out really quick, see what they have, see if there's anything that we could sell them.
We could use allies out here. Hey, if you're bored,
Sell them
I got
this
something
boombox.
for ya. How about we get off our asses and do something about all these plague hearts?
You got it.
Please, come on in.
And obviously I want some more materials because we're going to have to build some more facilities back at base.
Barely lift this.
All right, so I feel like this was a pretty successful first episode. We're getting pretty established in the map. Hopefully, when you guys do this, you're able to get a crossbow pretty early on. Next episode, we'll go look around and I'll try to find you guys some spots where you can get your hands on some crossbows. Your best bet is always to go look at like camping sites and stuff like that. They're high probability to have crossbows. All right, I had to turn my lights off because it was going to troll me if I didn't. And there it is. So we got that. Now the thing is when I craft these, my emergency cure, that's going to use up all of the rest of my samples, but it's also going to dip into our med supply again. So next episode, we're going to have to prioritize going out and getting ourselves some more meds. But we have our emergency plague cure. We got a cross. We got some type of ranged weapon. Our resources are relatively squared away. And next episode, we're going to go ahead and get our hands on a outpost just to ease our food loss a little bit. And we're going to go look around looking for some ranged weapons, like I said, and taking out this damn infestation. So yeah, that's where we're going to go. So again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you haven't already, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.